Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Palais Soulful Fusion. I am Chef Victoria Richardson.
And I'm Chef Aaron Gans.
And we are the owners and operators of Palais Soulful Fusion Mobile Catering Company. Today we will be preparing a Mediterranean Asian fusion menu. For appetizer, we will have a tempura style caprese salad. For entree,
We'll have a smoked paprika chicken with a potato puree and a yellow cauliflower. And then for dessert,
we will have caramelized figs with goat cheese made into a wonton with Asian pot spice pistachios. Give us a moment to clear down our station and we'll be right back.
welcome back to Palais Soulful Fusion. So for the appetizer, we're starting the tempura caprese salad. So we're going to start with the tempura batter. A normal tempura batter consists of cornstarch, flour, club soda, and ice. The ice has to melt, takes a little time to dissolve into the batter, and it also aerates it and makes it lighter, and it tempers it. But we're cheap today. We don't got time for all that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a cup of cornstarch, a cup of flour, and 1.5 to 2 cups of club soda cold. I'm gonna have her, my chef.
So a good trick is to always whisk together your dry ingredients. It will aerate it, it will open it up, and it loosens it up so you don't have clumps. As he's whisking, I'm going to pour in the club soda. Again, we're going to use roughly about 1.5 to 2 cups. Always continue to whisk while the liquid is being poured in. This will help you to avoid any lumps or clumps within your batter. You want your batter to be as smooth as possible, but you also want it to remain thick like a pancake batter. Oh, that's looking good, looking good.
Don't be afraid to get in there and get that whisking.
While he is whisking that, I am actually going to chop up the tomatoes to start our tomato salad that's going to accompany with our tempura style mozzarella. We tend to like to do things on a different aspect. We are very non-traditional, which is why we are a fusion catering company. We like to mix together Mediterranean, Asian, Latin, Italian, and Caribbean influences. No, I'm not saying that we're mixing all of those together, but like today you will have a Mediterranean Asian fusion menu. So your tomatoes, you're just going to cut them in half. Once you have enough of them, which I roughly did about maybe 8 tomatoes, I'll say 9, just for color aspect for this particular dish. We're going to take our tomatoes, we're going to put them in a bowl. We're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and some olive oil.
Okay.
The batter's looking really, really good.
Now the batter is coming together, nice and smooth. You can set that to the side for a second.
Yes, let it rest for a little bit like you would a pancake batter. It will have it, get all the air bubbles out basically. So tomatoes are cut. We're going to add in some salt. I would say roughly about, for these amount, maybe a half a teaspoon. Same with the pepper. Fresh cracked pepper, fresh cracked salt is always the best way to go. And we just need enough olive oil just to coat these tomatoes. So I would say roughly about a tablespoon.
Now this is about the time you should have your vegetable oil on the stove getting heated to 350 degrees, getting ready for your tempura.
So a trick with your oil, and you can always take some of the batter and you can test your oil to see if it is to proper temp. Literally when you put it in here, you want to hear that splashback and you want to see that tempura batter start to crisp up immediately.
But just like throwing anything in the hot grease, step back.
Absolutely. We also have mozzarella. I do have some that is cut up already, but I would like to display to you how to cut it. So with this mozzarella, we want to go fairly thicker than thin. So I like to cut the mozzarella at least 1/8 to about an inch thick. Just so you can see the thickness. This will help the mozzarella maintain its shape while it is frying. Therefore, it will not leak out or anything from your batter when it is frying. Tempura batter. We're moving back to the stove now. I'm actually going to turn this first because I had it on low while we prepared everything else.
Once again, you use a little bit of the batter, test the grease, just to see. Oh, almost there, just
Almost
a little bit there. We got a little splash and fry here, you know?
While we wait for our grease to heat up, I can show you how to chiffonade the basil. The basil will be a sprinkle on top instead of technically intertwined in between your slices of tomato and mozzarella. This is our little different aspect because this is not your traditional caprese salad. So to chiffonade any type of herb, you just want to pretty much roll it all together. Get it nice and tight. Take the back of your knife and you're just going to start cutting. You're going to cut nice long ribbons. It makes it look beautiful when it's all said and done. And then you can break it up and it breaks apart. Absolutely gorgeous. And it looks awesome when you spread it over top of anything.
All right, now that our batter's nice and thin, well, not thin, but smooth, we're about to head right over to the stove. Okay, so we just get our mozzarella sticks in there and hold them up as best we can. We don't want to see no mozzarella.
So you want to make sure that your mozzarella is fully coated. That way there's no air pockets or any type of air bubbles that's within the coating that will cause the mozzarella to leak out. We want to have a nice, crisp, firm exterior all the way around the mozzarella because it makes for excellent presentation and you don't lose your mozzarella in the frying process.
Okay, let's go.
So this whole process is literally going to take roughly no more than 3 minutes. The mozzarella is going to fry fairly quickly. You don't want it to get too brown. It is a tempura batter, so you do want it to have that light crisp aspect to it. So please watch it. Do not walk away from the stove because you will lose your mozzarella. So the mozzarella is frying. Always be aware of your mozzarella so it does not stick together. If you do see that they are sticking together, just break them apart. Again, as I stated, this process will go by very, very quickly. No more than 3 minutes. Flip them over if you need to, just so all surfaces can be nice and crispy. Pretty much in anything that is frying, once it reaches the surface, it is pretty much done. I personally like for my things to be a little bit more crispier, so I let it hang out in the grease a lot longer than what normal.
So now you will be getting a piece of paper towel so you can drain your mozzarella sticks. You do not want oily mozzarella sticks or oily salad for that effect. Just like any frying, you always want to salt right after you come out the grease. And there you go. Tempura mozzarella. Okay, Now that our tempura mozzarella is out, drained, and salted, it's time for the plating.
So I am a person who is a firm believer in making sure that we taste every single thing that we make. So again, I cut up the tomatoes, salt, pepper, olive oil. Please take the opportunity to taste one of your tomatoes now so you can make sure that your salt ratios is good. I would say add a little bit more salt. Give this a mix through. And now we're going to plate. I love the aspect of making everything look pretty. So we're going to take our fried mozzarella. I believe 3 pieces should be fairly good. We're going to take some of our tomatoes here. Just dress around the plate. I use these beautiful great tomatoes. They were very, very colorful. I love the color aspect. It gives your plate such definition. I think that's enough. We're going to take some of our basil that we chiffonade. Just sprinkle it right over top.
Now for added sweetness and tang, balsamic reduction.
Just drizzle that over top. Please be sure to clean up your plate. And there you have it. This is our tempura style caprese salad. Very quick and easy, simple dish. Give you a Mediterranean Asian fusion. And we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Palais Soulful Fusion. We are about to start our entree. So our entree will consist of a smoked paprika chicken that is made with our products. We create seasonings, we have oils, we have butters, we have sauces, we have syrups, and these are all products that we make. The seasonings that we'll be using to season our chicken is our Medi blend, which is our Mediterranean blend, and our all-purpose blend. These things can be purchased on our website at www.palaissoulfulfusion.com. To start off, Chef Aaron is going to season up our cauliflower, which is going to be an accompaniment with the chicken for our entree.
Alright, so first off, what you want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees because we are roasting this cauliflower. Right here we have fresh local yellow cauliflower. We're going to throw that into our mixing bowl. We're going to add a coat, we're going to coat it in olive oil. And we're going to coat it in our seasoning blends. First, our all-purpose.
Which our all-purpose is a composition of various spices and herbs. We have garlic, we have onion, we have thyme, we have rosemary, we have oregano, just a little.
Next up is our Med seasoning, our Mediterranean blend.
Which is also pretty much a base of our all-purpose, but there is coriander and cumin, there's some rosemary that's inside of there, as well as smoked paprika. So you want to generously coat your cauliflower. Just because we are putting it in the oven and it is going to roast, we want these seasonings to pretty much adhere and caramelize to the cauliflower.
Okay, so once it's nice and coated, you're going to get a nice sheet pan. And we're going to spread it out.
Please make sure that your cauliflower is in an even layer. They are not piled on top of each other, so it does not disrupt the roasting process. We want every floret of this cauliflower to be caramelized all the way through.
In the oven, 30 to 40 minutes depending on your oven.
So So next, I will be working on the potato puree that our chicken will sit on. So the puree is composed of baby red potatoes and creamers. I already have some that I cut up and boiled off, so I'm going to show you how to make our puree. All right, so inside of our blender, we're going to add in our potatoes that we cook. You want to cook these until they are fork tender because we are making a puree.
So Chef Vicky,
Yes.
what is considered Mediterranean cooking?
So Mediterranean cooking is comprised of pretty much lean meats, vegetables, fresh protein. I'm just washing up here real quick. Fresh proteins and just a healthy lifestyle. A lot of times people get Mediterranean cuisine just restricted to just Greek food, some Afghan or Iraqi food, which those are not included in the Mediterranean. So Mediterranean cuisine is typically the countries that surround the Mediterranean Sea. So we have Gibraltar, we have Malta, we have Tunisia, we have Italy, we have
Rome, we have Libya, Morocco.
Yes, these are all countries that produce Mediterranean cuisine. We pull from all areas of Mediterranean. So you would think like, oh, well, I thought it was just kafta or just shawarma, and it's not. Literally, the Italian dishes that you eat on a daily basis is Mediterranean cuisine. So back to our potato puree. I am going to use some of our all-purpose seasoning. I would say roughly about a tablespoon. I'm going to use some of our Mediterranean seasoning. Same thing, about a tablespoon. I have some heavy cream. So the cream, we're going to start off with about a quarter cup. And this is going to thicken it because we are using heavy cream. One thing about cream is the more that you add, the thicker your product is going to be. And we're going to put the lid on and we're going to start blending.
Are going to put this back in the pot and bring it up and test for seasonings, and just to make sure everything is blended and melded.
So in the event that your puree is too thick, we do have some chicken stock that will help with thinning it down. And you just add it gradually. I put in roughly about a quarter cup just now.
You always want to go low and slow because remember, you can always add and not take away when it comes to cooking.
Sometimes you just gotta give it a little shake. Get things moving around. Oh, that's looking good. I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more chicken stock. That right now, I got it. Oh, that's perfect. So once this is blended through to a smooth consistency, we're going to remove this from the blender. We're going to stick it in our sauce pot to heat it back through and let all the flavors heat through thoroughly. Moving back to the stove. So you want to have your sauce pot roughly on medium heat. Okay, so now we're back and we're going to pour our puree into the pot. We have our pot set on about medium-high heat. I need you to hear that sound and see the thickness of our puree. We want it to be thick like this because again, it is a potato puree. Sometimes when people blend potatoes, it will have a gummy consistency, but if your ratios are correct and you know the texture that you're looking for, you won't have a gummy puree. We're heating this through now just so all our seasonings can blend well within the pot and our puree is going to taste amazing. Please always remember to check your seasoning while you are cooking. We do not want any bland food around here. I'm going to turn this flame down, just put it on low while Aaron works on our chicken.
Alright, so now that we have our chicken ready, we're going to pat it dry. Your seasonings, your oils, and nothing will adhere to your chicken if it's wet. Because oil and water don't mix.
Not at all. And we want our chicken to be seasoned well and flavorful. So please make sure that your chicken is patted dry. I mean dry like I like it, okay?
Okay, so now it's dry. We're going to give it a little olive oil.
For this size chicken breast, we say fairly about, that looks about to be about a quarter cup of olive oil. Again, we want this seasoning to coat this chicken thoroughly.
Heavy handed with the all-purpose seasoning. Also heavy handed with our Medi blend. And now you gotta get your hands a little dirty. And you gotta coat, massage, and rub.
I'm just stirring the potato puree back here. So while Aaron is seasoning the chicken and massaging those flavors in, I am going to do a taste on our potato puree. This is the time where you can adjust for seasoning. If you may need to add salt, if you may want to add more of the all-purpose or the Medi blend. As I stated before, please be sure to taste your food because we do not want any bland food around here.
Can I, before you start, can I get a little bit more seasoning on my chicken? And my hands is a little, you don't want to, cross-contaminate anything. Sometimes it's nice to have, a couple cooks in the kitchen. All right.
You want more all-purpose?
Nah, that's good.
All right. I am actually going to add some salt to the puree. And I'm just stirring it in. I would do another taste. And that salt helped it a lot.
Okay, now that our chicken is seasoned, we're going to get a pan and we're going to preheat our pan so we can sear this chicken off. Alright, so now we're going to bring our pan up to temperature. We're going to add roughly 2 tablespoons or 1 ounce of olive oil. And we want to get that nice and hot because we want to get a nice sear on this chicken.
So always be sure to preheat your pan first. You want to make sure that your pan is at optimal temperature because we do not want to put our protein into a cold pan. That does eliminate the nice sear that we want, and we want those spices to get toasted and not burnt. So test your pan, make sure it's not too hot, but make sure it's not cold. So the sound that you're looking for is that nice sizzle. We want to hear that immediately when we put our chicken in. If we do not hear that sound, it is okay to take your chicken out. Let that pan continue to heat up. Don't just leave the chicken in there because it will ruin that crust that you're trying to build on your protein.
Okay, so always with frying or sauteing, you always want to lay your food away from you, never towards you. And that's the sound we're looking for.
That is the sound of the guys. That means that chicken is about to do its thing. You understand?
Okay, we're looking at roughly, it's a thick, depending on how thick your chicken is. We're using a breast, whole breast. We're going to say roughly about 7 to 8 minutes per side.
So while that chicken is cooking, I am going to work on our jambalaya. That's going to be the topper for our chicken. So now we're going to make the gremolata that's going to top our chicken. So a gremolata is similar to a chimichurri. It's just now no vinegar that's in here, not as much olive oil. Me myself, I actually like a little bit more olive oil in my gremolata, but not as much as if it was a chimichurri. So I have some parsley that's been chopped up. Want to add that in. Have a little bit of garlic that I chopped up. Going to add some of that in. We are going to add the zest of the lemon and just a little bit of the juice. Take your microflame and get your zest going. I love microflames because they help you zest and it gets that zest off really, really good than any other handheld grater in my opinion. The zest of the lemon is going to reinforce that flavor, and that's what you really want. So now we're going to squeeze just a little bit of this juice, not quite half the whole lemon. That works for me. We're going to add some olive oil and some salt and pepper, and then this gremolata will be done. Fresh cracked pepper, some salt, and again, always adjust for taste. Olive oil. I say about a tablespoon at most.
Now, just in case, if your chicken's a little bit too thick because we're using breast, you can always, depending on the thickness, throw it in the oven to finish it so you don't scorch or burn the outside of your chicken. As I'm putting my chicken in the oven, roughly now is about the time for your cauliflower to come out the oven. Cauliflower roasted, chicken going in.
Now, how long would you say that chicken will cook in the oven?
About 15 to 20 minutes, and it's all dependent on the thickness. Once again, the outside is cooked and seared. We just want to make sure the inside is done without burning the outside. So an even cook will always come better from the oven than on the stove top.
And here's what our gremolata looks like. This is going to top our chicken along with some pomegranates. And we have some fresh pomegranate seeds right here. And we'll be back with our plating. Welcome back. So we are about to plate up our entree. I'm going to reach behind me and get the potato puree.
So we're gonna put down a nice, light but still hearty base.
And I am a person who is a fan of the drop and drag method. I believe it always makes your plate look so beautiful. Drop, drag your spoon across. It gives your plate just some depth and a little bit of definition. We're going to place this beautifully cooked chicken breast on the diagonal. We're going to come in with some of our roasted cauliflower florets. Just layer them around the plate just to give it some awesome color and just make it look really good. I think four florets should be enough. We're going to come in with that gremolata that we made. And we're just going to scoop that across the top of our chicken. The flavor profiles of this dish is just unparalleled. I'm gonna come right back in with these pomegranates. Put a little bit of those over top as well. Look at the colors on this plate. When I tell you this is beautiful, it is beautiful. And I am a fan of edible flowers. So we will just add a couple edible flowers on the plate just to bring in some more color and definition.
The pomegranate not only adds color, it adds a texture level that
blends well with everything, so you won't. Yes, we have a puree. Yes, we have cauliflower. Sometimes it can be mushy even though it's roasted. So the pomegranate just adds a nice crunch and brightness to it.
And a bit of acidity. And there you have it. This is our entree for today. This is our smoked paprika chicken with a potato puree, roasted cauliflower, remoulade, and pomegranates. We'll see you for dessert. Welcome back to Palais Soulful Fusion. Again, I am Chef Victoria.
I am Chef Aaron.
And we are starting our dessert. So for dessert, we're going to have caramelized figs and goat cheese wontons with Asian 5-spice toasted pistachios. So Aaron is about to toast up the pistachios.
Okay, to start off toasting our pistachios, we're going to use a sesame oil. So we're going to lightly just coat the bottom a little bit with some sesame oil.
So please be mindful when you use sesame oil because it is very, very potent. You do not want the sesame to overpower the taste of the pistachios and the 5-spice that we're going to put on. We don't want this to be a sesame-driven dessert.
Okay, so now we add our pistachios.
Oh, I wish you guys could smell the sesame oil. It smells so divine.
5-spice, be careful with this 5-spice. It is very strong, so you just want to give it a little shake. And now we're toasting. It's going to happen very fast. You do not want to burn.
I wish you guys could smell this. And that's it.
And just like that, we have toasted pistachio Asian
Style with our Asian 5-spice. So now we are going to work on the filling that is going to be for our goat cheese wontons. In the bowl here, I do have some goat cheese. I am going to add some of our ginger honey that is infused with thyme. This is a product that we make and is ready for order. So not too much of the honey.
Yes, it is honey. So sometimes if you want, you can always run it under a little bit of warm water to get it a little more pliable, so you won't hurt your hand squeezing the jar.
So I say roughly I put about a tablespoon of the honey in here. And this was a 5-ounce piece of goat cheese. This is just to flavor the goat cheese up slightly. We are going to reinforce the flavors of the honey and the thyme when we caramelize our figs. So I'm going to start filling these wontons. It's one wonton sheet. We're going to take about a dollop of the filling right in the middle. Just a little bit of water to seal the edges. And then you can seal these however you choose. You can do triangle shape. You can do the moon shape. We're just going to stick with the triangle shape. Want your wontons to look like this. While I am filling these, Aaron's going to cut these figs in half.
Okay, so when cutting the figs in half, basically all you have to do is cut the top off and then straight down the middle.
And we are using black figs for this recipe. when you are sealing your wontons, please make sure that all edges are filled completely so none of the goat cheese leaks out.
Now, as we're prepping this, we do have a saucepan behind us that's preheating, so we can caramelize these figs.
We also have a pan of oil going as well, so we can double bubble. We're going to fry our wontons and caramelize our figs at the same time. I want you guys to see the seal that I am getting on the wontons, just so you know that all edges are covered. I am only putting a little bit of filling in. Please do not overfill your wontons because the goat cheese will leak out and then you will have a mess in your pot. These figs are beautiful.
They are nice, juicy, and vibrant as well.
We're all about color here. You eat with your eyes, and if it's not inviting, you do not want to eat it.
That one got a hole in it too.
Where? Right here? Mm-hmm.
If you do come across a little hole or a little slit in it, you can just wet it, and it's very pliable. It's still dough.
It's dough.
So you can pinch it and, you know, get away with a little cheat. Alright, so we're just going to clean up a little bit, and then we're going to meet you back at the stove.
Welcome back. We are back here at the stove where Aaron is about to start caramelizing the figs, and I am going to be frying up the wontons.
Alright, so to start off, we have our saucepan heating up. We're going to add 2 ounces of our honey. This is once again our ginger thyme honey.
So Aaron's pan is on medium low. So we don't want the figs to burn or anything like that. So medium high is just going to be a little bit too much. Figs are very delicate. And this process is not going to take too long because one, we're using honey, it's going to caramelize very, very quickly. And the figs are slightly softened. So what we did do is let our wontons sit out for a little while just so they can start to dry out some. This helps for a crispier texture on the outside while frying. My pot is on about medium-high heat. I like to do the pre-dip test just to make sure that my grease is to temperature and I'm not throwing my wonton in and it's just sitting and absorbing a bunch of fat. Take your wonton, you can dip in the grease, see if you get that instant sizzle. If you do, lay them away from you and throw them right in. Again, the frying of the wontons, this is going to happen very, very quickly. So 3 to 5 minutes max.
Okay, as our figs are sauteing inside the honey, caramelizing, my apologies, we're going to add a couple sprigs of thyme to just reinforce the flavor, and we're going to start coating.
And pretty much just basting. So even though our honey is already infused with thyme, he added in a couple extra sprigs just to reinforce the flavor so it can absorb into the figs themselves. So this is just a basting method that he's doing. The honey is already infused with ginger as well. So we're just getting a good caramelization that's going on with the figs. Checking on our wontons, they have already began to float to the top. I'm just going to flip them over so both sides can get like some crispy. Oh, I love cheese.
Now, of course, you can't seal them all. So yes, we did lose one. That's what the extra sugar is coming for. But it's nothing to, you know, have a couple extra. I'm laying around for recovery.
And that happened pretty much when I flipped it over. There was a hole in my wonton. I thought I sealed it, but obviously I didn't. But I still got 3 good ones. That is it. Gas off on the grease. We're going to let our wontons drain while Aaron continue to caramelize these figs. Give us a minute. We'll be back with plating our dessert. And welcome back to Palais Soulful Fusion. I am Chef Victoria.
And once again, I am Chef Aaron.
So we are about to plate up our dessert. Again, our dessert is going to be caramelized figs with goat cheese wontons and Asian 5-spice toasted pistachios. Aaron's going to take away the plating.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay our wontons down. So we're going to, go ahead.
So again, we fried our wontons for roughly 3 to 5 minutes. You want them to be very, very crispy. Again, do not overfill your wontons because you will lose your filling. Our figs was caramelized in our ginger and thyme infused honey. These are one of the products that we have for purchase on our website. So plating is solely up to you. We like for things to look very, very beautiful. We are prone to engage with food from the eyes. So if it looks beautiful, you're going to want to eat it. I mean, I know I would. If it looks good, I want some of it, especially if it smells good. And I wish you guys could smell how it smells inside this kitchen today.
It smells delicious. The spices is, oh wow.
So take some of the sauce and drizzle over.
All right, so we're going to take a little bit of the honey, go right over the top of it.
And again, these figs were caramelized inside of our ginger infused honey that is with thyme. Pour some over your plate.
Okay, next up is them toasted pistachios we did with the Asian 5-spice.
So again, those pistachios, they don't take long to cook. You don't want to burn them, and they're there for texture and crunch.
Then we're going to come back with some more pretty flowers, nice vibrant edible flowers. Okay. And then, last but not least, we're going to come back with a nice sprig of mint. Alright, and there you have it. This is our
Caramelized figs with goat cheese wontons with our ginger and thyme infused honey. That's beautiful. You can't tell me it's not. I would want to eat that any day of the week. Welcome back, you guys, to Palais Soulful Fusion. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. It's been great.
yes.
So we had a Mediterranean Asian fusion menu today, starting with our Tempura style caprese salad, our smoked paprika chicken with the potato puree, our roasted cauliflower, gremolata, and pomegranates, and our caramelized figs with goat cheese wontons, and our infused honey that we make with ginger and thyme.
Alright, so once again, thank you. And you can purchase all of these items from us at PalaisSoulfulFusion.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at Palais Soulful Fusion, and you can follow us on Instagram at Palais Soulful.
If you do decide to come and buy these products, again, they are all available on our website along with other products that we have. We do butters, we do tinctures, we do sauces. I am Chef Victoria, and this is
Chef Aaron.
Thank you for tuning in to Palais Soulful Fusion. Catch us next time, and we'll have jerk fried chicken and coconut curry waffles.
Until then.